Hi everybody, and welcome to another
science video!
That's right guys, welcome to another science video. I hope you have your lab coats ready and your science goggles on because we're about to get right into it. So, I was about to walk my dog and I looked up in the sky because we just learned about clouds. So I'm seeing some cumulus clouds. I'm looking around to see what kind of weather is going to come next. So then I thought to myself, why is it daytime? Like, I see the sun is out, but where's the moon right now? This week we're going to be learning all about the moon's rotations and the different phases of the moon. So, let's jump right into it. Come on, Bruno. We gotta go learn about the moon. So again, today's video is on the Earth's rotations and the phases of the moon. By the end of this video, you should be able to describe how the Earth moves and the different phases of the moon. You will also be observing these phases for a week. The only materials you need for this lesson are a pencil or pen and a notebook or paper to take notes on. Whenever you see this pencil and paper icon, that means this is something you should take notes on. But you can also take notes on other things throughout the video. Please make sure you are taking really good notes because this week you will be submitting those notes to your teacher. You may have to pause the video to take your notes. I want you to look at the desk or the table that you're working on. Is it moving? The answer is actually yes. In fact, everything in the room is moving, including you. Let's find out how. This picture shows us looking at the Earth from above the North Pole. We are able to see that the Earth turns in the opposite direction to a clock. As the Earth turns, half of it gets light from the sun and half of it is in darkness. It is day on the lit half of the Earth. It is night on the dark half of the Earth. Day changes to night as the Earth turns. This is the Earth's rotation. We can picture a line going through the Earth from the North Pole to the South Pole. This imaginary line is called the Earth's axis. You can think of this like a wheel on a bike. The Earth rotates or turns on its axis. Earth's rotation causes the cycle of day and night. One full rotation, so one full turn, takes 24 hours, or a day. As the Earth is turning on its axis, it's also moving around the sun. Each complete trip of Earth around the sun is called a revolution. Each revolution takes about 365 days or a year. The seasons change as Earth moves around the sun. The Earth is actually tilted on its axis. The part of the Earth that points towards the sun gets more direct sunlight, while the part that points away from the sun gets less. As the Earth moves around the sun, the part that gets the most direct sunlight changes. The part with the most direct sunlight will be in summer, while the part that gets the least direct sunlight has winter. During fall and spring, neither the top nor the bottom half of the Earth is tilted toward or away from the sun. So wait, how many times does the Earth go around the sun in 1 year? Your answer is one revolution. Remember, each complete trip of the Earth around the sun is one revolution, and one revolution takes about 365 days. So, we now know that the Earth is actually tilted and spinning on its axis, even right now. At the same time, it's also moving slowly around the sun. Because the Earth is spinning, different parts of the world see the sun at different times. But why is it that some nights you see a round moon and other nights you see a sliver of a moon And then sometimes you see no moon at all. The moon actually revolves around the earth. Does moonlight come from the moon? No. The moon doesn't produce its own light. It reflects light from the sun. This reflected light is what we see from Earth. At any time, half of the moon is lit by the sun. As the moon revolves around the Earth, different amounts of its lit side can be seen. This is what causes the different shapes or phases of the moon. In total, there are 8 phases of the moon, but we will only be memorizing the 4 main phases. You can use the acronym NFFT to remind you of the phases and the order they go in. The N stands for new moon, the F stands for first quarter, the second F stands for full moon, and the T stands for third quarter. Let's look into each phase in NNFT. This is the new moon. This is the first phase in the moon cycle. The lit side of a new moon faces away from the earth, so we see no moon at all. Next is your first F, which stands for first quarter. A first quarter moon looks like a half circle and is lit on the right side. Next we have a full moon. We see all of the moon's lit side during a full moon. Finally, we have a third quarter moon. A third quarter moon looks very similar to a first quarter moon. A third quarter moon looks like a half circle, but it is lit on the left side. These 2 diagrams show the different moon phases. Your teacher will also post them on your Google Classroom so you can really read through them. Remember, there are 8 phases, but we are only memorizing the big 4. NFFT helps us remember the moon phases in the order that they appear. So you will see on both diagrams that a new moon comes first, then a little later on comes the first quarter, then the full moon, then the third quarter. And again, you'll see those phases in between because there are 8 phases in total. Each month, the moon cycles through all 8 phases. So, if you stare at the moon every day for a month, you should be able to see each and every one of these phases. Let's review how the Earth and the moon move. The Earth is spinning on its axis. As it is rotating on its axis, it is also doing revolutions around the sun. At the same time that the Earth is spinning and revolving around the sun, the moon is also orbiting around the Earth. So now let's see what's next. I'm asking that you practice flashcards every single day for at least 15 minutes to help you memorize the main 4 phases of the moon. Don't worry, you don't have to create these flashcards yourself. They are digital and they will be added to your Google Classroom. Please take a picture of the notes you took during this lesson and submit it on Google Classroom. It does not have to look exactly like mine. Whatever is the best way for you to take notes and for you to remember what we learned in this lesson. Finally, this week you will be filling out a moon journal every single night. You will tell me the time of night you are filling it out, what moon phase you saw, and make a quick sketch of what you see in the circle provided. Please just look out of a window to see the moon. Do not physically go outside. If you cannot see the moon from a window in your home, you can go on Google and type in tonight's moon in Philadelphia live. The website timeanddate.com should pop up. It will then show you what the moon looks like tonight, what type of moon it is, and it gives you an illustration so you would still be able to draw it. If you are having any difficulties completing this, please reach out to your teacher during their office hours and have a great week.